Here, with the wind blowing, with the sky absolutely beaming, with a river down below, and in a lush green field, I'd like to give you the context for a poem of mine titled Passing Down. It was in Manzanares, the home village of my ancestors, where, alongside my dad and a great uncle of mine, we called Tio Mocho, or Noel is his name, uh, we went to go see a cockfight because I had been interested because I knew that in this culture it's a common occurrence and it was something that I wanted to experience and see. And so finally, my uncle and my dad took me to go see it. And while we were there, more than seeing just the absolute violence and carnage of the two roosters killing each other, it was a learning experience seeing how these men train and dedicate so much of their attention and their money and their well, you could put it, interests into making sure that these animals are ready to absolutely pulverize one another. More than that, just seeing how they prepare the little daggers that they put at the ends of the rooster's legs, or seeing the roosters themselves, how they position themselves to begin the fight and to jump and kick one another. And at some point, you could see their ancestors in them. You could see in these two creatures the dinosaurs. You could see the raptors, how they would have fought and would have killed each other with their 6-inch long claws or bigger. And more than that, it was in between the different fights where my dad, my uncle, and myself, we were all sitting down enjoying some beers, and we had a long, long conversation talking about, well, in essence, talking about my great uncle's life and the life that he had to deal with in this country, with the change of the culture over time, and with his own father, who was an interesting character, and how in that moment where three generations together were able to discuss and learn from one another and chat and joke around, and especially the way that we joked around and guffawed, and how even though through the ages how much hurt was passed down onto my great uncle, and I can only imagine his father and his father's father and so on and so on. How it gets to that point where all that pain, where all that suffering, where all those trials and tribulations lead to the point where three generations together can sit down and laugh together, besides everything else. To me, that is what touched me and what made me create that poem.